Today, in today's class, we will be learning how to create a company and all the necessary steps that we normally do in creating a company. Let's say there are two scenarios. Either we already like running a company and we were maintaining our books in Excel or some other software, and we are trying to switch to QuickBook, or we have never used any software and now we are trying to switch to the QuickBook, like putting all the information from our physical ledgers, registers into the QuickBook application. So in both the scenarios, because QuickBook is new for you, so you have to create a new company. So if you want to create a new company, there are two scenarios. Either you can select create a new company from here, or you can click here and select the new company. Both of these will perform the same job. So let's say if you are on this screen, you can just simply click create a new company. And then because if the software is not my, or it's not registered in my name, so I'm just simply clicking for someone else so that I can continue working with the QuickBook application. So only you can see the required options are I think I click the quick setup. This is the quick setup. If you click the quick setup, you only need to give the information like the name of the business, type of industry, business type, and advance email. So if you give all these four information and then click create company, the company will be created. But here in the exercise, we are actually creating the company with the advanced setup, which requires more information than the basic one. So let's start with the advanced option. So advanced option is in the other options. So if you click it, and then you see the last option is advanced option, advanced setups. So just click it. So now all the options or all the text boxes that are with this star sign, you need to complete those things. Those are mandatory. Rest of the items, if you see, there is no other item that contains that sign, so they are optional. So if you have that information available, you can fill it in. But for these information, if these are not available, you can fill it in afterwards once you create the company. So let's start filling in the details. So the name of the company we are creating is DJ Rhythms. I already created this company before, so I'm just creating it with DJ Rhythms. To avoid duplication, I'm just creating it with the number 2. And then of course the legal name will be the same. So I just copy. QuickBook is very much right click friendly, so you can just simply right click, like select the name, and then you can right click and select from here, like copy. Or you can also after selection, you can say control C, and either you can like put the control V, or you can also right click and then select the paste option. So both of these will work. And then we have to insert the tax ID. Tax ID is 111, 222, 22, and 4 times 0. It's a dummy ID for the exercise, so we can just insert it. And the address is 60 North 4th Street, right? And then Brooklyn, and then it's New York. It's taking a little bit longer to search, but if you just start typing NY, it will also work. Like I found it, but then I realized that if I select N, it will show all the name, and then I can just simply select the name faster. And then you can just simply type the zip code, which is, as per the exercise, it is 1211249. And then the phone number is 718 347 2100. So always remember, you are creating all of, like you are taking this all pain, like creating the books, updating all of those information, just to like in future you can create the reports. And reports looks good if you are making all the information in a standard way. Like if you keep on like sometimes you start writing +1718 and then the number, or if you start writing like directly all the numbers together, so that will not create the right type of report, or you can say the report will not look that good. So always remember that if you have chosen a standard just way of typing something, just make it a standard so that all the time when you are creating the report, they all come in a similar way. Then the email is fernando@djrhythms.com. Fernando@djrhythms.com. And then website is www.djrhythms djrhythms.com. And then you can simply click next. So now we are selecting what type of company we are choosing here. So we are selecting the company as general service business. So you see some of the names are here, but general service business or general, you can say the inventory sort of business, they're all at the end of it. So you can see general product based business. So it is like normal grocery store sort of thing, or general service based business. These are all, when you don't know the type of business, you can just select any of these. So right now we are selecting general service business. Like if your business is not falling on the above categories, you can just simply select any of these. So I have selected, because we are creating a business which is like of a like which is which is service oriented business. So I have selected the general service based business, and then you can just simply click next. So the company is sole proprietorship. So we have discussed in the last class, like sole proprietorship is a business where the person is the owner. A partnership is where there are more than one partner. LLC is limited liability company. Corporations, there's a difference between the LLC and corporation, and that is number of the shareholders. Single corporation is also there, and then non-profit are normally the trust account, or you can say like non-for-profit companies. Like we have example of Kaiser, normally the schools, or you can say the 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 hospitals. These type of things are there where like these are sort of companies which are actually even they are earning, but they are spending that money for the development of some you can say they're to 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 improve the infrastructure or these type of things. So these type of companies are not making profit, but they are like uh, they are trying to uh, like even they're charging the people, but that or to the government, but that money goes towards the improvement in the facility. So they are telling themselves as a non-profit, but there are some other non-profit as well, like charitable institution and other things. So these are also calling themselves as non-profit. So you can just simply say non-profit, or there, if your company is not falling in any of these, then you can select the other or none. So right now we are working for a company which is sole proprietorship, like where there is only one partner, sorry, one owner of the company. So you select this one and then click next. We are going as per the exercise. So fiscal year is like when you will be filing your income tax. So normally in America, we are filing our income tax in like in December, like whatever we have earned until December, we are filing it starting from January until the date given by the IRS. So the same thing, like our year starts in January and we earn until December, and we have to report whatever our earnings are like in the next year, January, or like afterwards, as per the IRS deadline. So for this exercise, we are taking our fiscal year as January. Click next, and then here we are giving some password. So as per the exercise, we have to give a password, and then you know the password, so I don't need to. So once you have given the two password, just click next. So you have to make sure that both the passwords are matching. Click next, and then we simply say next to create the company. So this is important part. Like the company is getting created, but you need to all the time you will be updating your data. So you want a place or you want a folder where the company will be saving everything inside. So I have selected one folder which is my like this folder is on my desktop. I just show you here. Like on the desktop, I have created this folder, new folder, with the name of new folder. In this new folder, I am saving all of my QuickBook files. So once I select this folder, then I'm giving this company a name, DJ Rhythms, and then Raza 2, because Raza 1 I already created, so I'm just creating Raza 2, and then I'll click save. So I have selected two things: in which folder I am saving my like this company, and what is the name of this company. So I have selected two things here, and I'll be clicking save, and the company will be created. And then with the exercise, we can continue working with this one. But as per the exercise, we are leaving the exercise now. So if you click leave, and then you have to select OK, so that we can like get out of this screen. So now you can see we are again outside of the like our company. Now we can enter with the password. Continue. So we have created the DJ Rhythms Raza 2 company. So we need to enter this company. We'll be just selecting this company. So whenever, let's say today we have created the company, that's why we have started from the create a new company. Sometimes we are updating the file from the portable like files or folders. So we are opening or restoring a company from different, like either the backup or the portable file. Right now, if you see, the company is already here. So if you are trying to open the company which is already in your if you can see that company, you can always click select that company and open it. Sometimes we are working with group of companies that has more than 4 companies or 5 companies. You can see here maximum number item that you can see is 4. So let's say if you create more than 4 companies, like these are sister concerns, you are maintaining the account of all of them, you can always click open or restore, and then selecting open a company. Next, and then you see you have all the names will appearing where in the folder where you have created those companies. So you can select whatever the company you want to open. Right now we have selected DJ Rhythms 2, so I can select it from here and I can click open. So this is the longer way if you are working with a company which has more than one company, like more than 4 companies, because our window can only allow up to 4 companies. So yeah, I'll be showing you further things just once the company is open. So that's okay. So my system gave me some error. So let's open it from here. You can select this company from here and then click open. Let's see what is the error. So here we can open the company right now. But I give you the place, like just in case if you have more companies, you can like also open the companies from that place. So let's start working from here. The password we already know. Password 1 and click OK. So because we have not created the company in company incomplete, so now we are finishing or updating the remaining details. Click OK, and now we are updating our other part. So so next we'll be clicking next here, and our services is our business is in terms of services only. So we'll be clicking services and then click next. Do you charge sales tax? Normally, in the services business, we don't charge sales tax. So it's already selected no, which is the recommended setting. So you can also click next. But let's say if in your area or in your country or wherever you are working, if there is a charges even on the service part, you will be selecting yes on sales tax. And then click next. And then do you want to create estimates in QuickBook? It has selected, like system is selecting automatically the recommended option, but it is your choice whether you want to say yes or no. Right now they have already selected the one which is yes, estimate is good. Like sometimes people don't want to, like are not buying right away. They want to collect the estimates and then they will decide which company to go with for buying. So your business can also issue the estimates. You can select yes. Then next, do you want to use billing statement in QuickBook? again, if you like if you want these part of things, like uh, if you want billing statements, then say yes. Of course, it is advisable. That's why QuickBooks is recommending. Then click next. Use progress invoicing. Of course, if you want to include the progress invoicing, which is like if you are getting paid, or like uh, if you want to pay in uh, like in installments, that is also possible. So progress invoicing, when you are not paying or receiving money like in one tranche, you are receiving money in different in different tranches based on the completed project. So let's say if you are completing constructing a building, so you set a price at once the floor is done, then this much more of the money will be paid. Once the, you can say, the structure is completed, then this much money will be paid. Then finishing will be done, then this much of the money will be paid. Then once the you can say the appliance will be installed and everything, electricity and everything is done, then this much money will be paid. So these are different you can say stages, and you are paying on different stages. So this is called progress invoicing. So if you want that part, like in multiple installments is possible, then you can also select yes. And like it's advisable, like if you want to create one invoice and one payment, that's fine. But just in case if a scenario comes in where you will be receiving or paying money installment, so progress invoicing is also possible. You can just simply click next. Do you want to keep track of bills you owe? Of course, that's why we are creating all the, like we are taking all this pain. Why? Because we want to create all the reports, right? So, and the one purpose of the report to track our bills. So yes, we want to like track the bills, and then it's already selected yes, which is recommended one. Click next. And then QuickBook, like tracking time in QuickBook. Do you want to track time in QuickBooks? Sometimes we are charging customer based on the time, so or like spend on on their job. So it's also possible. Like we are a service industry, so we will be charging as per number of hours we utilize in their job. So if we can track time, it's good. So it's already recommended, and we have selected yes. Do you have employees right now? As per our exercise, we don't have any employees. But just in case, if we have employees, we can select yes. And then if we have employees, then we have to select which type of employees we have. Either they are W-2 employees or they are contractor, like 1099 employees. So you can decide which type of employees you have. But just in case, for the sake of this exercise, we don't have like we are not will not be working with the employees. So click next. And then using QuickBooks, using accounts in QuickBooks. So just click next. So beginning of the fiscal year. So let's see what the book says. So it says we have to, like, normally whenever we are trying to start tracking our finances, is we are trying to start it from the earlier of the year. So let's say it could be 1st of January, or it could be the 1st of April, like it could be 1st of the year, or 1st of the quarter, 1st of the half year, something like this. We don't start just writing like from 18th of January we start tracking our accounts. Why? Because your data, if you want to compile the data, if you want to make a report for 1st of January, that will not be correct, or you cannot draw, or you cannot get the most benefit most out of it. So what we try to do, we try to make our reports which is based on some start of the month, or start of the year, or start of the quarter, or start of the half year. So that's how we create our reports. So so let's say, and for to make that thing happen, we start from the 1st of January, but actually the date starts from the last day of the previous month. So let's say if we are doing everything reporting for 1st of January 2020, that means we can also updating the report as of 31st of December 2019. So that if we want to generate a report for the end of balances for the year 2019, we can also like draw that report. But it also depends on the size of the business you have. If the business is quite big, let's say if someone is trying to make a report like a big business of like Walmart or something, which is quite big, if you keep on updating the things, by the time you update 1 day or 2 days, the it's already like 2 days or 3 days or 5 days, the month is already gone. So you will be always chasing the numbers. So what is possible, like whenever you are deciding which day to use as the start of the fiscal, like start of your QuickBook, you can always select that how much data you have, and based on that you can decide whether you will be starting from the first of the year, or first of the month, or first of the quarter, something like this. Like that will be your choice, from first quarter or second quarter, third quarter of the business. So that will be your choice from which date you can start. But let's say if you have only like 100 transactions per month, so you know that if there's only 100 transactions per month, it means you can do these transactions in, let's say, in let's say, just to give you the idea, maybe you can do these transactions in 1 hour. So if you can do 100 transactions in 1 hour, so it means you can update the entire month's transactions in, let's say, in like 30 hours something, right? So if you can make the entire month's transaction in 30 hours, it means if you are updating something from the previous year or this year starts, that would be possible. But if you are doing hundreds of thousands of transactions in a day, then you can start like from the first of this month, or you can also start like first of this quarter. So depends on the size of the business. You have to take decision. Right now, as per this exercise, we will be selecting this one, like use today's date or the date of the quarter we are typing. So that is actually 01/01/23. So we are actually doing the transaction in the future date. So once you do update it, click next. And then we are selecting the type of business. Sorry, we are selecting, okay. So some of the item that we are like, when we are creating our business, uh, QuickBook is smart enough to create some vanilla sort of like income, expense, assets, liabilities, and like these type of things in our system. But also some of the items that system doesn't know, but it feels that if we want to include in our balance sheet, like any part of it, like income, expenses, or anything, or asset, we can also add it at this point in time. So right now we are actually reviewing the income and expense accounts. So here we have to add the rental, equipment rental, and interest income in our business. So rental equipment is like equipment rental will be our expense, so that we can do like some like if we want to, let's say if we got a project to for the just to give the example, if we are in the construction business and we have to make some like job, we can buy the machine like the bobcat or some other construction equipments from the companies like home depot or something, and then we can work on it, and then we return it, those equipments we can return it. But the only thing, when we are renting those equipments, we have to pay some rent for these. So that's why we can for the business, if we are renting something, we can always select it that we want to add this part as our expense. Like in future we'll be using some equipments uh, after renting from somewhere. And then the other thing is interest income. So some of our money which I have, like extra money, I can keep it in some accounts, which could be like in the savings accounts or in some other finance, like in other different companies, so that I can earn interest on it. So I will also add this interest income in my income statement. So I added some of the items. The more common items system is already added, but it needs to give us more comfort. So it has given us option to add few more items that we want if we want to. So we have already added some of the items, and then we will just click next, and then we can just simply click go to setup. And now we'll be adding the customers, vendors, um, and also the products and services that we will be working with, and our bank account. So let's start working with adding the people we will be working, like the customers, vendors. So let's start. So if we have these information already available, we can also add it from from the Outlook or from Yahoo or Gmail. We can also copy and paste from Excel, or we can also insert the data manually. So right now for this exercise, we are actually adding some of the names manually. So let's select this one and click continue. So first thing, we are actually adding some of the names. So we can see here we have the option, either we can add the customer or vendor or employee. So in these options, we are first selecting uh, the customer, I think. Let me see. Yeah. So we are selecting, or we are setting it as a okay. So in this one, we are selecting this customer, this person as a customer, and the name of this customer is Landon Caitlin. Landon Caitlin, right? And then the company name, we don't have it, so we can just directly move to the next tab, which is next box, text box, which is first name. The first name is Caitlin, and the last name is Landon. Email is, so we don't have right now email, we have the phone number. Sorry, we have email. So email is KLANDON, Landon at email.com, right? And the phone number is 718 and then 379 0777. And then we have the address. Address is 17 Stanley Avenue, Brooklyn, New York 11206. So we have added one customer in our record, and now we'll be adding one vendor. So the vendor is, so name of the company is Any Electric. You can press tab, and then the company name is Any Electric. Contact person is William Harbour. HARBER. And the email address is WHARBER Harbour at anyelectric.com. The phone number is 212 654 1234. And the address is 401 W 23rd Street, New York, and then the state is New York 10004. So we have added one vendor and one customer. So we are just clicking continue. So you see, because we are adding, and you have seen that it has taken a lot of time to update the data of the customers manually. So let's say if we have an Excel sheet, we can always, it's very easy to just copy and paste the entire data inside this one. Just we need to make sure that our data has the same headings, like here, name, email, phone, alternate phone. So we need to make sure that our Excel sheet has a similar headings, so that when we cut and paste, the things can come into the right places. So right now we are not doing that part, like we will be doing that exercise in the next screens. But right now we can just update it, some of the information, and that you have seen that once we are updating the information manually, it is taking time, right? So just click continue. And then we have updated the two contacts. System is confirming that there is no contact needs to be fixed, like they are all different contacts, the details of the contacts are different, so the system is automatically correcting that part or reviewing that part as well. So once you are done with it, you can just simply click continue. And now we'll be adding the products and services that we are offering to sell for our customer. Click add. So we are in the service industry, so we'll be selecting this. It's already selected the service, but of course, uh, for our service industry, we are buying some of the item. Let's say if we take the example of restaurants, they are buying their spices, they are buying some water, they are buying some rice and other ingredients to create the food. They are not selling those ingredients separately. They are buying those items to create their product. So when it comes to restaurant, they are buying some of the items. These items are not for selling, so these are not inventory part, rather these are ingredients. So you will not be you will be putting those ingredients in the non-inventory part. The same way, when you are in the business of photography, you are buying the cameras, the rolls, sorry, the camera papers, the roll for the cameras. I'm talking about the older cameras, not the newer one, where like it's much easier, and of course the batteries and other things. So when you are buying all of these stuff, the purpose of those buying is not to sell those in like inventories, rather you are using to do your business. So all of those items that you are buying to complete your job or to complete or to run your business, these are your non-inventory part. uh, the difference between the non-inventory part and the inventory is like inventory you buy with the intention of selling them, but the non-inventory part is the one that you buy, that you didn't buy it with the intention of selling them, rather you buy to make sure that you can use it in your business or you can use them in your job. So right now we are adding some of the items which are our services offered to the customer. So the first thing is you have selected service, so we are selecting service and then click continue. And here we are adding the services that we are offering. The first service is 110 corporate base package, right? And the description is live turntable, 1 DJ, 1 DJ, light show, 1 hour, right? And you are charging for this business $75 an hour. So now we are creating another item that we are selling or we are providing services, 210, which is wedding based package. And in this one, live turntable, 2 DJs, 2 DJs, light show, 1 hour, and you are charging 150 for it. So we have added 2 business items in our in our services, and then we can just simply click continue. So we have already added 2 items, and now we'll be continuing with the next part, which is adding a bank account. So click continue and then click add. So we are adding here the checking account. So you can just simply type your checking. Just in case, if you already know the name of the bank, let's say you are maintaining multiple checking accounts, you can also type Bank of America checking account, or you can also type checking account in the brackets Bank of America. It depends, because this name will tell you in future that uh, which account you are updating for the numbers or for the checks or for the invoices or for the cash once you are once you start doing the business. uh, of course, if you have multiple checking account and when you're updating just in the checking account here and you are not sure in which bank you are depositing, then what will happen, you may issue the checks for an against an account where you have not deposited the money. So make sure that once you are giving it a name does contain the detail of that specific bank as well. So right now we are just going with the book exercise. So we just type here checking and then click tab. The account number is 456 789 789. Then tab opening balance for this account was 45,000. And the date on which we have selected is, you see, as I told you that we are doing it for 1st of January, right? So we can also, the opening balance, or you can say the, we can also put here the opening balance as of 1st of January. But the only thing is, if you put it 1st of January, you will not be able to download a closing statement as of 31st of December. So this is the beauty, that if you create like at the start of the month, automatically you can also create the ending balances for the previous month. So the same, for the same purpose, because we are starting our like updating, or you can say the QuickBooks from the 1st of, you can say 1st of January 2023. So we are updating our closing balances, which are actually the opening balance for the next month on 31st of December. So we are typing here 12 31 22. 12 31 22, and then click continue. So once we click continue, it says, do you want to uh, like you want to uh, like issue the checks and other things by printing from QuickBook. So right now we can right now we will say no, because we are not doing it right now. And as I understood that QuickBook is desktop is now not offering this service, but I'm not sure about it. Once we are in the company and if we apply, then we will be knowing. But right now, yes, for this exercise, we are selecting no, and then you can click continue. And then start working. So whenever you are for the first time in the QuickBooks always tells you what is newer things in this version of the QuickBooks. So right now you can see it has added some of the feature, which is like the like move windows to next monitor button, where that is added in the newer version. And also it shows that now you can work in the multiple windows. And the last thing is you can also choose up to 3 like monitor screens. So this is the thing that was newly added into the newer version of the QuickBooks. So this is what they are always showing. But because we are already using we are like 2018 is the version where it's already there. So the students who are learning it, they don't need to learn it, because it is for some people who are using this like QuickBooks for like since long. And then there's some updates or some new thing comes up. So they show us what is new in this one. So I close it, because we'll be seeing all of these things anyways, right? So the next part we are doing here is we are doing some of the changes in our preferences. I think we have, in the last class, we have done until here. So we'll be starting from the same like place here. What I feel, I always prefer to have my icons on the top. So I just, it pertains to views. I'm just putting them on the top icon bar. I select this icon, set this button. So once I click it, all the icons that were appearing on my left side are now on the top of the screen. So I can see my balances and everything. Like I got more room to view my screen. So here we are updating some of the preferences. So the first thing that we are working will be the accounting. So go to edit and click preferences. So always remember, whenever you want to do anything about this screen, most of the options are available in your edit option. So if you click here, if you want to edit something, you need to go to edit and then click preferences. And in preferences, you need to click accounting. There we want to make some account. So here they are saying use account numbers, right? In the company preferences, we have to select the use account number. So If I click it, you will not know what is the purpose of this button. So let's see what is the actual purpose of this button. Let me close it, cancel it from here. And if I go to chart of accounts, you see chart of account is actually showing all the names, and they don't have any number. So if as a company, if I want my assets and liabilities has some specific numbers, what I can do, I can go to edit, go to preferences, and then in the accounting company preferences, I can select use account numbers. Once I say use account numbers, all the account that are appearing will be showing with the account number. And then if I say show lowest sub account only, then what will happen? Uh, if I have an if I have an account and it has sub account, so it will be showing me all the numbers like 61200, then further sub account, then further sub account. That will be a big hassle to see all the numbers. So if I select the second one, it will only show me the lowest of the sub account number. So that will be tracking later, but right now I have selected the use account numbers as per the exercise, and then we'll select like we'll go to the reminders. Like, let me show you first this part and then I'll show you. So click OK, and then if you go to the chart of accounts, and then you see all these details are coming with the number. Some of the items which are not coming with the number, we will putting like we will based on their based on their uh, uh, based on their type of asset or liability, like type of based on their type, we'll be giving them the numbers once we are done with the entire setup. So let's close this one.
Can you stop for a second? Stop recording.
Yeah, sure. Just
okay.
So we have seen that the numbers are assigned to these like income statement and balance sheet items. So now we will be seeing what else system wants us to do with this exercise. Sorry, this exercise I want to do with the system. So we have to select the reminders. So go to again preferences. So all the things that you want to make some, you can say customize these like preferences. You can always go to the edit option and go to preferences. Click the preferences, and in the preferences you will be going to reminders. So reminders is a separate tab. Click it, and then it says show reminders list when opening. So they want us to click it. So whenever we are opening our system will remind us that these many payments are pending, or these are for like pending within these days. So you'll get a reminder before start of the day. So you'll not be missing any important thing that you need to do on the same day. Then click OK. And then you just simply close the company. So there are two buttons. One is close, one is exit, which is exiting from the QuickBook, and one is close company. So we are selecting close company, which is keep the QuickBook running, but close the company. Then so once it is done, you need to like open the company one more time. So we are working with the DJ Rhythms Raza 2. Click open, and then you have to give the password. Click OK. Let's see, maybe it's coming up. On the face of it, it looks it's crashed, but we can see it one more time. Yeah. Password. Okay. Okay. So now we are inside the company again. So we can see that in the reminders, you can see upcoming reminders. So we need to update some of it. So we can just simply click the gear icon, which is here in the right corner. Click it. Just in case, if you see, it is not necessary that you click from here. Let me show you one more part. Let me see if they only want to do this thing here. Okay, so let's say by chance, if you miss to update the reminders from here, you can also update these reminders from the system itself. Again, you can go to edit, go to preferences, and then in the reminders, you can select the company preferences, and you are in the same window. So you don't have to worry about it, or you don't have to be scared if you miss the screen. And then here we'll be selecting uh, show reminder list. You have done yes. Uh, this is you already done yes, and then just click the spelling. Spelling is a separate item, so we just go to the spelling tab, and then in this one, always check spelling before printing, saving, or sending. So we'll be selecting that part. Always check spelling before printing, saving, or sending reports. So we want to we want to turn it off. So we'll be just checking this one. As per the exercise, we have to turn it off. And then next thing is this, in the accounting, we have to select that if the transaction is more than 30 days old, it should not warn us. Why? Uh, because all the transaction we will be doing in the exercises will be on like in the future days or future years. So they want us to off that reminder. Just select yes, save it, and then company preferences. Uh, Warn if transactions are 30 days in future. Just unclick it so that system will not warn you. But in the real environment, you can also on it by clicking or checking this button. But right now we will be doing all the transactions in future. So it has asked us to uncheck this part. So once you are done, just click OK, and it's done. So the next exercise is we are updating some of the icons. Sorry, list and items. So either you can go to list and click item list. So you'll be in the items and services. This is the place, right? You can update the items here, or you can also double click or click this item and services from here, and you will be in the same place. So you can see that the book says to go using the list and then item list, or you can directly click the items and list. They both are same. Why they both are same? Because technically system or the QuickBook has made some of the very important, the same way, like when we are trying to make the, just let me have this window closed, but the zoom window comes down, so I cannot show you. So let's say if I want to go to vendors, I can click the vendors from the screen, or if I want to enter bills, I can click it from the enter bills here. But at the same time, if I want to go to the specific place, you can also go to the vendors here and go to vendor center, or I can start entering the bills from here. So it means uh, the options are available in the tabs, but most frequently items are already given to us on the screen. Like when we are working with MS Office, we have the quick access toolbar where most frequently items are placed. We can place them on the top of the like tabs. The same way, uh, the items that we are using more frequently are already placed on the desktop, so we don't have to search for it in different tabs. So as per the exercise, we have to go to the list and then select the item list. But if you want, you can directly select the items and services from the desktop. So now we are adding some of the items which are like, we want to add some new items. So always remember that you can always add the new items. One item, always remember, one tab, always remember that in whichever the screen you are, if you want to add, edit, or delete something, you can always go to edit option, and you will be getting those options available right in this one. You can also on the same page right click, and you will get the same similar options available for those one. And there's a specific button for these jobs, which is sometimes it's on the top of the screen, sometimes it is in the downside of the screen. So you may get confused. That's why I'm not asking you to search for that one. But right now that item is here in the items. So if you are working with the items and services or chart of account, This button is at the downside of the screen, like near to your taskbar downside. Or if you are working with the customers, vendors, or employees, this button, like creating a new customer, new vendor, or new employee, the screen will be under the icon, or you can say under your tabs, if you have not put this one on the top. So this is the basic difference. Like when you are trying to add a new customer or vendor, you will find that option under the tabs or under the icons. But when you are trying to add the chart of account, or if you are add something about the list and like items and services, you have the option here. So in future, sometimes when we are working, we get confused that where to go, where to search for it. So always remember, either you can go in whichever the screen you are in, just simply click and go and click the edit button, and you'll find the options in that one. Or you can just simply on that page right click. Once you right click, you will be getting all the options available. Right now, my edit and duplicate and other options are like blurred, or they are not activated. Why? Because I have not selected anything. So let's say if I want to activate them, I can select the item first. And once I click it, and then you see all the items are now visible. Or if I click the right click, and then you can see all the items which were not activated before, now they become activated. So uh, either right click or the edit button will give you all the options that you can do on this page. So let's start continue with adding some of the new items on this page. So as per the exercise, we have to click item, and then new, which is from the downside. You can add from here and then click new. You can also click edit button and then click new item. They both will do the same job for you. Now we have to select the item as services. So we are selecting one service item, and item name is 310 Suite 16 base package. So we are adding the name 310 Suite 16 base package, right? And then the description is uh, live turntable, live turntable, two DJs, basic light show, one photo booth, 1 hour, and the rate is 150. Okay. And the account. So whenever we are earning something or when we are doing expenses, we want to make sure that we can put that expense or income in the right type of account in the balance sheet. So this account or like balance sheet or income statement. So right now with this one, we are putting this type of income into our sales income part. So we can select the account sales income, which is coming here, and then you can select okay. So this is one more item like created. Now we are actually creating the type of customer, which is website. So again, we can also go from here, uh, lists, and then in this one we have to go to the customers and vendors profile list, and in this one we are going to the customer type list, and then click new. So again, if you are here, if you click edit, you'll be finding all the options for this one. If you right click, you'll find all the options for this one. But as per the exercise, we'll be selecting the customer type, and we are creating a new customer type. So the type of customer can be website, right? And then you can just simply click OK. So, so that's how you can mark your customer, that how you got this customer. Either you got it from the advertisement or referral, or through retail, or it's a website, or from the wholesale. So all these different type of customers or vendors you can select, so that you can work with, like you can work in the future. You know which type of customer he is or she is. So now we will be updating some of the items in the chart of account. So you see, we are, before starting a company, or you can say updating a company in the QuickBook, there is a lot of things in the background we need to do. So these are all the jobs that we are doing. so that we can start working or start processing the transactions. So right now we are just making all the things happen, or all the things, or you can say we are doing the spade work for the front end. So let's close it. So now we are updating some of the information about the balance sheet item, which is chart of account. So if you go to the chart of account, we are updating or making changes in the in our checking account. So the same thing, like when we were creating the account, I told you that it is always good if we write the name of the account properly. So here we are updating the same thing. The checking, from the face of it, it looks like the company is maintaining more than one checking account. So they are updating the checking account as Metropolis checking account. So there are different ways of updating that part. Either you can click the file and then click edit. Click edit and then click edit account, or you can right click and then click edit account, or you can go to the downside and select edit accounts. Anything will work. So first you need to select the account that you want to edit, and then click edit account, and then you have to change, uh, first give it a number. So the number is 10,000, 1111000, and we have to give this account the name as Metropolis checking account. So we will be updating the name of the checking account, Metropolis checking account. And then the description is uh, company checking account. Company checking account. And the account number is already there. So now we'll be updating the routing number. That is 123456782. 8 times 2 and then 3. Then click save and close. And now you see the account is coming as Metropolis checking account, and the number is also available here. And the next thing we are updating is the inventory asset. So we are giving the inventory asset the number, which is previously it is not here. Simply select it. This time I'll be selecting the edit from here, edit and edit account. And here we are giving it a number as 14,000, 14000, inventory asset, and then save and close. So now we can see that the number is also available in here. So just a question. Did you observe that why we have given this like numbers starting with 1 to these items?
Keep them grouped.
Yeah, but what type of group?
And
So
expenses,
remember when
income.
yeah, so when we were working in the, like when we were discussing about the balance sheet and income statement, you remember we said that our cash, like cash is either in our hand or in the bank, is actually our asset, right? And our inventories are our assets. So if you see and if you come down, you'll see that all the assets are starting with number 1. So that's why they are given number 1. You got it? So actually the numbers are not the entire number. We can see it from the first digit. So ones are all our assets, and the same way, if you go to the 3 number, this 3 is our equity. The same, if you go to sales is actually our 4. Like if you, when we update that, you'll see that 4 number, we are using it as our income. So the same way, expenses are marked as 6. So these are fixed numbers for these items. So once you see 1, you always know that, oh, it is the asset. If you see 6, oh, it is the expense. So that you got the idea by seeing the number. Okay. So you can see here that we have given it 1, both of them. So the 1 shows that these are asset type. Okay, so now let's move to the next item, which is cost of goods sold. So let's search the cost of goods sold, which is here. So cost of goods sold, we are giving it a number, which is 50,000. So select it, very easy. Right click, edit, and then just give it a number as 50,000, right? Save and close. So now we have given the cost of goods sold a number. Then sales income, yeah, it was remain unupdated. So right click, edit account, and sales income will be 47,800, 47800. Click save and close. So sales income is given the number. So all the numbers we have given. So now we want to delete one of the account. As I said, always deleting in the QuickBooks or in accounting is actually not advisable, because all the data has some you can say some trail, audit trail, number trail, business trail in the backend. So always try to make them inactive rather than deleting them. But just in case if you really want to delete it, we can also delete the items from our QuickBooks. So what we are deleting here is like it's ask my accountant. They want to delete this. They created this item just to make sure that we can delete something. So ask my accountant, just select it. And then of course you can either go to edit and then delete account, or you can select from here. Just make sure that you are selecting the right account. Like we have selected the ask my accountant, not any other. Otherwise your some other account will be deleted. So select it and then again click the account, and you can also do the delete account. You can, after selecting, you can also right click and then delete the account. So any of the three ways you can delete the account. So click before deleting, it's give you one more prompt. Just make sure that you have selected the right account that you want to delete and then select OK. Then we are creating a new account in our business. As I told you, that system when we are creating is creating a vanilla sort of balance sheet item or an income statement item, but we can also add or delete some of the items by ourselves. So we have created some items for our services, items and services. Now we are creating some of the new items for our the chart of account. So here we have the bank. We are creating a new account, which is the bank. So you can just simply either click edit and click new account, or you can select the account and then click new, or you can right click and select new. So any of the three will work. Okay, so let me go with the, because book says click the account and then go with the new. I'm just clicking with the edit option, so you will be seeing that we are getting the same result. So a new account. So once you select it, system asks you what type of account you want to choose. So there are a lot of accounts in here, right? Some of the accounts are visible here. If you don't find your account here, you can also find those accounts in the other account types, and then you can select from any of these. So they want to make it so simple that they don't update everything in the front, because they want you to have the clear picture of the items which you are more frequently using. So we can use most of the time the income or the expense or the fixed asset or the bank or the loan or equity, credit card, but we sometimes we are using other options like account receivable or other current assets. So they put it there, but they have hidden under the other account types. So right now we are working for the bank because we want to create a bank account. So click bank and then click continue. So we will be creating a Metropolis account, which is for savings. So we already have an account with the Metropolis checking. Now we are creating an account, the Metropolis saving. Metropolis saving. And then the account number is 10100. I forgot to type this part. And then you have the description, company savings account. Right. And then you have the bank account number is 45 45 45 45 45 45 45 45, and the routing number is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 3. And then we don't need to update any other information. Just in case if you want to update any opening balance, let's say this is the first time you are updating a balance in the QuickBook, you already have a balance inside in this account. You can click enter opening balance, and then again you can enter the balance and the date, like 31st of December 2022 or something, whatever the date is, you can update it. Let your the closing balance of 31st of December 2022 will become the opening balance for 1st of January 2023. So that's how it will be automatically updated. So right now we don't have it in the exercise, so we can just skip it and then just say save and close. So it says that do you want to update the set up the online services as per the exercise? We say no. I think this online service is already stopped by the QuickBook desktop because we already have a new services with the QuickBook Online. So I think this service is already closed, but I am not sure about it. So it's just a guy like idea, uh, but you have to check with your area that whether it's still available or not. So then the next part is creating some sub accounts. So you can see we have created a lot of income accounts. So we are creating all of them as a sub account of uh, one income. So how we can do that? You can create one income account, click edit, click new, right? So if you want to create new, you can create it from here. And again, the same thing, you can right click or you can select it from the downside of the screen, new. So choose anything and you will be in the same place. So let's do it from here, new account. And this is the income account. So you're selecting income, select continue. So now the account is created. So this account number is 47810, 47810. And the account name is weddings, weddings. And it will be the sub account of sales income. So you can just simply select sub account of sales income and then all indoor wedding event. The description is all indoor wedding events, and then you can just say save and new. So it means we have to create some more like accounts. So we can just simply say save and new. Always remember this is the place where you can also change. Like if you want to create some expense item or bank or something, you can always change it from here. This is the last place where you can change the type of account in here. Uh, we can change it afterwards as well, but when you are updating an account or when you are creating an account, this is the place where you can change it. So if you have not, let me show you one thing. If you start from here, new account, see it is asking you from the scratch like where you want to go. So right now we have already selected income, so it has already selected the income from there. But let's say if you are creating if you have by mistake selected expense here and then continue, and you are in the last step, like you are about to finish the updating the details, but you still have a chance to update it. So you can select income here and then you can update the information. So the item is 47820, 47820, and the name is corporate events, and it's the sub account of sales income. So you can click sub account and make it the sub account of sales income. So once you select it, uh, just update the type like details about it. So it is all indoor corporate events, and then you can just simply say save and new. So we have to update one more transaction. Just say save and new. And the third type is 47830. So we are updating one more number here, 47830. The type of business or service we are offering is Suite 16. Suite 16. And the in sales income is sub-account of sales income, and the description is all indoor sweet 16s. And then just say save and close. So we have updated. So what we have done, we have actually, okay, I'll show you. Once we created it, we have actually created this, the, the you can say the income statement uh, headings. So all the income that will be created or that will be done in the list of account or the business done there, will be tagging that business to their respective heads. So the instead of going all the income to the sales income, where you will not be segregate, you will not be able to segregate that what type of income you earn. In this one you'll be saying, oh, this money is coming from the weddings, this money is coming from the corporate events, and this much money we got from the sweet 16. So you will be having a clear picture of the type of business you got in a year, and then you can make your marketing plan or your plans for the future, so that you can either increase that business or you can stop doing any business which you feel that you are not getting any businesses. So yeah, so to take those learned decisions, we have actually segregated the different type of sales income in our balance sheet item, which is the income statement. So let's now learn how to update these items or tag these items to the list of like items and services, because we are earning in those categories, and the money from those categories will be falling in any of these accounts. So let's learn that part. So we go to the items and services. You can, as per the book, we have to go from the list and item list. You can also go from the items and services. So there's no difference in these two. And then when you are here, we have first already selected uh, the the corporate based package. You see, corporate based package will be giving its income to sales income. Wedding based package is giving its income to sales income head. Sweet 16 base package is giving or updating its all the income into sales income head. So once the job is done, at the end of the year, you will be finding a lot of numbers, but you will not know which of the income is coming from which head, right? So now we are updating in a way so that we know that which of the income is like our sales income is comprising of what type of different incomes, and where we have performed better and where we are not performing. So let's do that part. Select the first one, 110 corporate based package. Select it. Either you can do the edit from here or from the downside here, or you can just simply click and right click from here, edit item. And this one, you see, you can go to the account directly where it says sales income. And because this is corporate based package, you can just simply select the corporate events, right? Corporate events, click OK. You change an account say with this item. All future transaction with this item will use this new account. Are you okay? You say yes. So now you see in the account, in the balance sheet account, you can say income statement account. This item is tagged with the sales income, and then it goes to the corporate event. You can see here if you see the entire thing. So here you can see that the right now it is showing the entire trail, like it will go to the sales income and actually reflecting in the corporate events. So uh, let's do this exercise, and then I'll show you one more thing. If I want to update this one, I'll be selecting it and then edit item. In the editing, I can just select the sales income as weddings, because this is the wedding based package. So I'm selecting weddings, click OK. It will say all the amount earned in this through this business will be going to this new account. You will say yes, will be reflecting in this new account. So now it says it will go to sales income weddings area. So this is also corrected. And the third one is, again we can edit it, edit item, and then the sales income you can just simply say sweet 16, because it is sweet 16 portion of the earning. So select it and then click OK, select yes, and now it's all updated. So now we have tagged all of the income to the right account. But you see, if it's a long trail, when you see it, it still says 47800 sales income, then it goes 47820 corporate event. You can also minimize this part. How you can do it? Go to preferences directly, And then if you see the accounting, if you remember, I told you that if you say the show lowest account only, if you click it, click OK. And now you see it's not showing us, it will be going to the income account. It directly shows where it will be actually placing those numbers. But for the sake of exercise, I'm not changing it. I'm just putting it back to the previous stage. So again, go to company preferences and unclick it. If you uncheck it, so it will be again start showing the entire trail of this number. So you can see sales income and then to corporate events. So just so again, we are doing some. We are trying to make one more things like activating, which is class tracking. So you can go to the edit preferences, and then you can go to accounting. In this one, company preferences, and then we want to use class tracking for transactions. So we will be updating the use class. So they want to activate this part. Use class tracking for transaction. Click it, and then click OK. And then we'll be going to the list and then update some of the uh, like uh, like classes for the you can say transaction. So let's say if you go to list, and I told you that you can also go from items and services. This time go list, and then in the item list, if you are trying to work with the items and services, but right now I'm sorry, we are working with the class list. So we go with the class list here, class list, and in this one, uh, the same way, like we will be adding some new classes. So we have the class here, click it, select new, and in this one we will be adding corporate event, click OK. So we want to make it a private. So this option is, I think, is not available right now because this is what I observed in the last class as well. It didn't give me the option to make it. Uh,
Mine says next.
it says, yeah, if you click next, then see what it does, because next and OK will be the same.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Just a minute, just wait, okay? So can you share your screen?
Okay.
Just a minute, let me stop sharing mine. Yeah, share screen.
Okay.
So class name, just give it a name. Corporate, and click next. Just give corporate event 2. Just give corporate event 2. Just give it a name. Click OK, and then give it a name as 2. Corporate event 2. Right? Click OK. Next, yeah.
Next or okay?
Yeah, next, yeah. Next. It's
So
the same
blank.
thing. Like OK, and this thing is same. So I think they have removed this option from the QuickBooks. Previously it was there. in 2020 or in the recent one, they removed it. This is what I think, right? So yeah, we can continue with the. So we can start working with our exercise. I marked it in my book that this option is gone from the QuickBook, but I just wanted to make sure that yeah, it is really deleted, so we can see that it's not there anymore. So next exercise is creating invoices. So we can just simply close this part, and they're creating this invoice just to make sure that they can mark the event as private. Uh, let's see if we can do it from the outside, but let's create one invoice at least. We can do the exercise. So we can create the invoices from the main desktop, or we can, because custom invoices are actually the customer's part, we can also create the invoices using the customers option, and from here we can select the create invoice. Both of these will work. So let's create the invoice from here. So in the invoices, we are making it for the customer Kathleen. So select the Lennon Kathleen, and then the class is blank. So if you can select it, the IV doesn't have it. It just say the corporate event. So you don't have it here. Yeah. So we cannot apply that part right now. Maybe they activate it in the later, then we can do it. But right now, click. Uh, Now we are selecting the email later. We want to like unclick it for the exercise. And then we are updating the information, which is like the date is 01/14/2023, 01/14/2023. And then tab, the invoice number is, I don't have the invoice number. It's automatically there, one number, and then no PO box, no PO number, the terms, nothing. So directly come to the services that we are offering to the customer, which are 210 wedding package, and then we are offering this one in 5 quantities, and then the next one is 310, this package, and for this one we are selling them 4 quantities. So we have given this one. So now both of these transactions are done. Unfortunately, you cannot see how it's look like, because it says that once you are in the private mode, uh, it will do some different, you can say, uh, so it says that it will be defaulted to both the transactions as the private one, but right now we cannot see it because the private is not available in the newer version. So we can just simply say save and close. Okay, choose a custom message, which is let's select any message, whatever it has. All, it's been a pleasure working with you. In the memo, you can type Landon wedding and sweet 16, and then just say save and new. So always remember, whatever you are typing here will be available in your statement. So always remember, always give the transaction reference or the relevant info in the memo, so that once you are like downloading a report from the system, it contains the details, and you will not be thinking that why this money is coming here or going out of my business. So just select it and then say save and new. One or more items have not been assigned as a class. Save anyway. So we have done this transaction, but we know that the class we cannot assign right at that time. And then the next part is we are making one more transaction. So transaction is Jacobs Michael. Select customer name is Jacobs Michael. So right now we don't have it. We can start typing Jacob. Jacob. Jacobs Michael. And then as you know that if we want to, like once we tab it, it will give us two options, either quick add or setup. Setup means we have to, we can update all the information like the the address, the phone number, the contact person, everything in the system, and then we can come back to invoice automatically. But let's say if we don't have those information right now available, you can just simply click quick add. Then this customer will be automatically added in our customer base, like in our customer center. And then when we have data, we can just go to customer center and then update the customer, clicking the edit button. So right now we are just adding the customer using the quick add. So once you quick add, the customer name is updated in our, you can say the customer center, but other details are still blank. So those details can be updated once we have those information available. So the transactions are like it was done on 1/18/23. So update the date 1/18/23, and the business is 210. So we can see that the service automatically popped up. We need to just give the quantity, how many hours we are selling. Then class private. We cannot do the class private, but
You can add it.
yes. You got it?
Yeah, I added it. Put new.
Okay. So this one. So you got how to like your system was able to make it private?
Yes, it says you can add it, add new. So I just wrote in private.
Okay. But that is actually, you have, instead of giving a name of customer like corporate, you have given it a name as private, right?
Right.
No, but it was not actually like that. It was I think it was, they were making the customer as private, corporate as private. But this was my thinking. That's why I was not making another addition for that one. But let's see. Let me do that part. No worries. So let me finish this transaction and then we'll do that thing. Uh, this one is quick add. I just added as a corporate transaction, and then we have one more which is 110. So again, it's corporate based package. Quantity is 3. And then again, it's a corporate package. So I can just see it here, corporate package. And then customer message is anything like, it's been pleasure working with you. And then the memo is Jacob's wedding, February. So Jacob's wedding, February 4, corporate event, January 30, and then save and close. Right. So we have done the two transactions. So let me do this part. Maybe the way you are doing is correct. They want us to create two separate events. So let me create the new event as, maybe it was my difference of understanding. I was just trying to make the corporate event as the private event, but it was not there. I can create a separate private event here and then click OK. Right. And then I can go to my transactions that we have just done. We have created 2 invoices. Right. And then I can select for those invoices. This is Jacobs Michael. This is Landon Kathleen. So Landon Kathleen's so let me make the class here. is private. Save and close. You have changed a transaction. Do you want to record your changes? Click yes. And then the other transaction that I have done private is the corporate event of uh, Michael. So I can go to create invoice. I can go to Jacobs. And then out of these two, I can change the corporate style to private event. Save and close. And now if I want to see how my invoices look like, I can always go back and see. So I can't see anything difference like uh, can you see this any difference in these two?
Of what two?
If you are selecting the transaction for private and corporate, like separate invoicing. So did you see any difference in these two transactions? Like, is it impacting our items, like our payments or something? I don't feel any difference because we have the same total payment amount and everything. So I don't think, like, I don't find any difference in the transaction. So it is just if you want to make a report or something that might help you in those things. Otherwise, they look same to me, right? So yeah. So we have already done this part, so we can just simply close it. And if you want to make a report, as it says, we can go to the reports. And then in this one, we are trying to make a profit and loss like account with the class profit and loss by class. Select it. And then in this report, you see the report says this fiscal year, but we know that this is 2020. We have done the transaction in 2023. So just select all so that all the transactions are covered. You can also put the date here. And then you can see here private is separated and corporate event is separated. So this is the only thing that is actually when you are making it by class, so the class is actually uh, can give you the report difference in reports. Otherwise, I don't see it any importance in the front of it. But yeah, the class is giving you different reports about the income you earn in different packages. Right. So now we'll go to the check register. Okay. So now what we are doing, we are actually correcting one transaction wherein we have by mistake deposited uh, the check the money in our account or the balance opening balance uh, equity. We have wrongly put the numbers there. Now we are trying to correct it. So open the check register. So you can see check register is about the banking. So it should be in this box. So always remember that if you don't find any item about customers, if you don't find item here, you'll go to the customers on the top here. If you don't find any item about the vendors, which is not here, you can always go here. But if you don't find anything about the employees here, you can always go and select the employees from here. The same way, if you don't find the check register from here, it is here. But let's say if you don't find it here, you can always go to banking, and then you can select the check register from you like this one from here. So it's your choice what you want to you can say from which place you want to apply the the the, the changes. But let's say if we want to make changes from here, just click it. So which account we need to select, like which account we need to update. So we only have at this time the checking account of Metropolis checking. So you can just simply click OK. Let's say if you have multiple account, you can just select it and then select the right account, then click OK. So now we can see that the opening balance was 30,000. The opening equity was 30,000. So So we need to change it to 40,000, right? So the only thing is, like previously we have done, you can say uh, as an opening balance, we have taken as 30,000 here, but now we are doing it as 40,000. So you can just simply uh, change it. But the only thing is, I'm just looking if we have to put any date or something, or it's like only changing the money. So here we have the balance is 45,000.
The account number.
So we'll be changing from like 40,000, sorry, 45,000 to 40,000, because as per this exercise, we want to reduce it from like 45,000 to 40,000 as the balance or the deposited amount. Once you click it, the impact of it will be appearing on our equity, because you know our liabilities plus equity is equal to the asset. So when we are reducing the asset, our our liabilities remain the same, but our equity will be impacted. So my equity is reflecting here. So once I apply tab, 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 so the system says that it's not a good idea, but you need to do it. Click yes. And then go to your chart of account again, and go to your owner's equity. So yeah, when we update the balance from 45,000 to 40, our equity is changed to here. Let me see in the place where we have checked it before. Check register, click Metropolis checking. It's so yeah. So here the only difference is I was just confused when I see this 30,000. I was thinking that this is the money that was actually deposited, but this is not the money that was deposited. This is the opening balance equities number, like which is the account number of that thing. So this is what I come to know from here. So uh, opening balance equity number. This is the number. I was just confused that it's not changing. Of course, it will not change. It's the money that will be changing. So it's already updated here. Yeah. So that was my confusion. I just checked the things, and yeah, that's correct. So this is done, and then we have uh, like we have a little transaction remain. Like we can finish those things, and then we'll see if we have enough time to work with the remaining part of the exercises. So now we are making some journal entries, which is on page number 164. If you remember, in the very first day when we were discussing about the QuickBook, like journal accounting entries, I told you when the asset goes up, it means your like when we were discussing, I show you one diagram when I say that if your asset goes up, it means you will be updating the debit side, and when your asset goes down, you will be updating the credit side, like you will be updating it in the credit. So here we are doing the same thing. uh, so now we are what we are doing, like we have one. So we are updating one entry that we have just made one change in our opening equity balance. So we are updating that part. So let's do this thing from the journal entry. Let me do the start. Let me start that part. So we'll be going to the chart of account. In this one, we have Metropolitan checking. So once we double click it, we have the entry here. We can see that it's already updated. So on the date, so we are updating one entry, like we are here entering some cash. So we are depositing some cash. So the date is 01/23/01/03/23 on this date. So we are depositing cash. So it means what we are doing, we are actually, you can say, uh, increasing the assets. So when the assets increase, our debit side increase. So what we can do is, like, all the time, whenever you're seeing the entries, the top side is the, you can say, is your, uh, like, top side is the debit side and the downside is your credit side. So let's see how it works. It says that deposit, we are depositing 30,000. So we can just simply type here 30,000, tab. So, and then you are typing here in the memo as opening balance. Let me first understand what they are trying to do. So this entry was not for the checking account, it is for the savings account. So we have done one transaction wherein we have updated the checking account balances from 45,000 to 40,000. Now we are updating our savings account. So double click the savings account here. And in this one, we are actually updating the money as the, you can say, the, uh, what's it called? It's it's an opening balance. So we are just simply putting the date, which is 01/03/23, tab, transaction number 1, and then we are typing here the reason. So let's see, this will be our one of the customer. This is a deposit of 30,000, tab, tab, tab. So account is equity, open balance equity. So we can just type the equity here, select the equity from here. Let me see, owner's equity or opening balance equity. If it's different, there's the opening balance equity, and then you can just simply select tab, tab. So now you can see the balance is 30,000. So in the past, what we have seen, that the equity was 40,000 because of the current balance. Now when we add the savings like 30,000, so our equity will become the 70,000. So we need to go and check it. So if you see here, owner's equity, uh, equity has now become 70,000. Why? The 40,000 from the current account and 30,000 from the savings account. And then we have the next thing is, we are trying to make one more transaction. Let me read the transaction first before doing that transaction. So we are making the journal entries. The journal entries option is not here, but these are about the accounting of our books. So it is in the company. Go to the company, and then here you'll be finding the journal entries. If you can search for it. Make journal entries. So once you click it, click OK. And then we'll inserting the date, which is 01/03/23, entry number 1. So now we are doing the first part, like the account number 1 is account receivable that we want to debit. Why? Because our account receivable is increased. Like once we sell something, what will happen? Our account receivable will, like when we sell on credit, account receivable is an asset. So whenever the asset is increasing, so it has to be debited. So we are doing the same part here. Once we sell on, you can say, on credit, our account receivable increases. So we are debiting our account receivable. So we'll be selecting account receivable, which is here. And then how much amount to debit? We can see it's 20,000. So we sell something for 20,000. Click tab. And then in the memo, we can type total earned from R. Wilson. R. Wilson, right? And then tab, name is Wilson Rosa. Then click tab. And then you see this customer is not available in our books. So we can just simply quick add this customer. This will be our customer. Why? Because they need to pay us. We have sell them. So it means they are our customer. Select customer, click OK. And then if we have another thing, we have the class as corporate. So we are saving the class as corporate. And then we have the next transaction. Like what we did is actually we have so once you tab, so it comes, the second part is you are actually selling some items like corporate events. This is your corporate events earning. So you'll be selecting 47820 income head that you have given this services. So once you've given the services, you have to earn this much amount. And then you can give the memo as the same amount, like total earned R. Wilson. R. Wilson. Tab Wilson Rosa. And then tab, it was in corporate events. You can just simply select corporate event. So what we have seen here, because when I sell something on credit, Wilson Rosa will be giving me the payment like after some time, after 1 month or some days. So I first created my entry that I have sold this service and my account receivable is increased by this amount. But because my account receivable is increased, account receivable is my asset. So it is updated in my debit side. So now after few days, let's say 7 new. So now we now what we are doing is like we receive money from what's it called, from Wilson Rosa. Like we receive cash or whatever the mode of payment the customer has given us. So now we are updating that money into our account. So how we can do that? The date is 02323, right? And then here we receive Metropolis checking. So again, it's my again the money comes into my asset account, like which is my bank account. So my bank account will get increased because whenever the asset increase, your debit side increase. So my bank account is used as the debit account. So you can just simply say my Metropolis checking account increased. For how much? It's for 20,000. And then memo is total deposit R. Wilson. R. Wilson. The same name is Wilson Rosa. And then class is corporate event. And if you go to the next entry, which is like you have previously given this money to the customer, like not given to the money, you have given the services to the customer on credit. Now today you receive the money. So you have to reverse that entry that you have debited before. Now you have to credit that entry so that debit and credit can nullify each other. So here you will be doing the account receivable of 20,000. And then you'll be selecting total received R. Wilson. Total received R. Wilson. And then of course, Wilson Rosa. Tab corporate event. So this entry is complete. So once you are done with it, like you have, once you sell your services, you have debited your account receivable and given your credit to the to your sales. But now once you receive the payment, you debit your account or your checking account, and then you credit the account receivable. So if you see, if you have debited account receivable in the previous transaction, you have credit account receivable in this transaction. So those two account receivable are gone, and now you have actually sales your the services, and you got the money of 20,000 in the debit account. So that's how the entries match each other. So this simply says save and close. This entry is done. So now we are almost at the end of the transaction where we are actually trying to add multiple vendors, customers in our books. So let me see if we have. Yeah. So that part is very easy. You need, if you want to add like multiple customers into your QuickBooks, you can say the company account. That's very easy. You can just simply go to your like vendor center or customer center, and then you can do that part. So let's say if I'm just trying to see, we are going to customers first. So let's add the customers in this one. And then you can see once you are into the customers detail, then of course you can actually create the, like if you see, if you want to add a new customer, you can just simply click here, right, new customer. But if you want to add multiple customers, you can simply click here, and then you can see add multiple customers here. So let me it's not necessary that you go it from there, go there from here. You can also select the add or edit multiple customer from here, or you can also right click and got the similar option like add or edit multiple customer. So right now we are using the Excel sheet provided by the QuickBooks exercises. So we'll be adding the same sheet for adding the new customer. So let me open the Excel sheet provided by the QuickBooks. If you go a little bit down, you'll find the Excel sheet like customer list. Double click so that it can open. So once you see it, just open it and minimize it. So you have this sheet ready for the for your you can say putting it inside the uh, QuickBooks. So then like select from anywhere, like either you can select it from here or select it from here, or select the right click and then add multiple customers. And like you can select it from anywhere and then click it. So once it is open, open your Excel sheet as well. Make it a little bit smaller, bring it down, and then match the headings in the system. So you see the first is the name. Name is here, name is here. Company name is here, company name is here. Mr. Mrs. is here, Mr. Mrs. is here. First name is here, then the first name. Middle initial, middle initial. So you need to make sure that all the headings in the Excel sheet is in the same sequence as it is in the QuickBook. So main phone number here, main phone number here, fax number here, fax number here. So you can see that all of these are in sequence. So once they are in all sequence, you can copy paste. Just in case if some of the items are here, you don't find it here, and if those are not necessary, you can delete them from here, or move those cells from away from this folder or area. Or you can also do one more part. You can add the columns here. Let's say if you have one column here which is not available here, you can also customize columns and create or add the columns from here. Like you can keep going downside. See, there are different columns available, and then you can use those one. So like on the right side. So once you, the same way we are using working with the quick access toolbar, whatever we want to add, we can select it, and then we can select add. The same way we can do it here, or we have done the similar way for the mail merge as well. So Both of these things we have done already in the MS Office. So this one is totally the similar way of updating the list. So once your list is matching with the Excel sheet, you can simply copy it from the, see, name is the heading, so you don't want to bring the names, right? Just select it from the actual names, keep going down until you can select the entire of the screen. So that, and then you can go right so that you can select the entire of the customers, right? Then simply say copy. So copy. And then if you see on the right side, what is the last one? Bill number 5 was the last one in my Excel sheet. So yeah, they're all matching. I can simply go to my first place from where I start selecting, like the name. I click it, and then I say Control V, which is paste. So Control V. Now all the names are here, and you can see just as a sanity check, just check all the details are in the right place. Like emails are under the email, the bill 1 and bill 2, and these information are there. And then you see, I have this address is wrong. Like I can see that bill 2, this one is for this one is this one. Oh, okay. So these are the address difference, but they are all going to the right place. Okay. So once it is done, like your data is matching, you can just simply, let me check, make sure one more time. Bill 1, bill 2, bill 3. And how about my Excel sheet? Yes, again, the same email, then CC email, then bill 1, bill 2. So they are all in sequence. So it means the data that I have transferred is properly inserted. Just simply say save changes, and 9 customers are saved. That's it. You have to do the similar, totally the similar way you have to do with the vendors. So we'll be doing the similar way, like we can close this one because we already saved it. Save changes. And then we'll be closing this window. And then we'll open the vendors. Again, the similar way. The process is totally different. When you are adding multiple vendors, the process is totally same. Either you can add multiple vendors from here, or you can select the multiple vendors from here, or you can simply right click, add multiple vendors, and then you are in the similar screen. Now, again, you have to go to your Excel sheet. This time you will be bringing the vendors list, which will be in the V. So vendor list. Again, you have to make sure that the names and the sequence of the information is same as the one we have. So I'll be just selecting, like I'm not doing the same exercise like again to because it will be extra for us right now. In order to save time, I can just simply select all of them. We know that this is all the same. So just simply select all of it, select copy. So once you copy it, go to the vendors, and then again select the one, because why to the vendors and why to the name? Because in the vendors list, the first item that you have selected is the vendor name, which is the same as it's appearing here, vendor name. Just select the cell from where you want to start, and then press Control V. So once you press the Control V, or you can also select, like right click, and then you can say paste. So once you select the paste, all the data that you have selected will be automatically pasted in this place. And then you can see email, address 1, address 2, address 3, address 4. I think the shipment addresses were different for these vendors, so we have put that part. And once it is done, just simply say save changes, and then it will save all of them. Just close it, and we are done. So you can see all the data of those vendors are now updated here. The same way, all the data about those customers is also updated on the left side. So that's how you can update the multiple vendors or customers. So now what we have done until now is updating the multiple customers and vendors. We can also update multiple like items or services if those are not in the like in the Excel sheet or something. So let's say if you are clicking like here, file, new, sorry, uh, we are in the, just let me edit, and then new customer. So if you keep on adding new customer, it will take forever, right? So what you can do, you can simply select new customer, multiple customer, and then you can start typing all the information right from here until end of the page. The same way, if you want to, if you don't have the Excel sheet available for your list and services, you can always add these items in your items and services by typing in it. So what you can do is simply, like, if you are here, if you want to add multiple items, you have seen that we have to go all the way to edit, and then we have to type all the things, but we can do multiple items together as well. So you can just simply say add or edit multiple items, and then 3 items are already there, they come back already. So we can start typing from here: 100 corporate event, and then it's a sub item of so rate is not there, so we can just rightly go and select it as 47820, 47820. So this is a new service that we are offering to our customer, and that those will be part of corporate events. The next item is wedding, so I can just simply say 200 wedding, and it is also part of 47810 weddings. I don't have the charges or the rate for these items, but I can at least update the type of service and the income head, so that if I have available rate, I can put the rate afterwards, or I can also give the rates based on the transaction wise. So the third one is 300 and press. I don't have the rate for this one also, so I'll be just updating 47830, and then the, sorry, I just did not put the full name, 300 sweet 16, right? And then I have the fourth one, which is 400 photo booth 1 hour, 1 hour, and the rate is 25, 47800, and that is sales income. So we'll be doing the next part, which is 500. So these are different services we are offering in our business as a DJ rhythm. So 1 hour, and then the services charges are $50 an hour, and the account head where this money will be reflecting in our balance sheet is sales income. So we have updated some of the multiple items of like items and services in our business. Then we can just simply say save changes and then click OK. So those are all updated. We are almost finishing the entire company setup in the QuickBooks. So let's do the last exercise, which is we are adding some more items in the QuickBook, and this is the last one. After this one, we are all done with the exercises. So you have already done save changes, and then you can just simply close it, and then you can again close this one. So now what we are doing, we are actually so we are again making the items as a sub item of some of the some of the groups in our balance sheet or chart of account, and then we will be making assigning some rates or something available for this. So this last part. So first thing, you will be going to the items and services, and then in this one, 110 corporate base package. So so you are making this item as a sub item of corporate event. So you can just simply select it, and then you can make it the edit item and make it the sub item of 100 corporate event, and then click OK. So now you can see this 100 has 110. We are doing the same thing with the 210. We'll be making this 210 as the sub item of wedding, the same way, edit item, and then select the sub item of, and then select the wedding. So now this wedding based package will become the sub item of wedding. Then the third one is Sweet 16. So we are selecting this one, make it a sub item of 300. So the same thing, we are selecting this one, make it a sub item of 300, and click OK. So now you see we are making all of them as a sub item of the main heading. So now what is the beauty of it? Like once you create it, then instead of 1 hour, you can also give 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. So depends on the number of hours. You can create different packages under 100 corporate event. You can create different package for 200 wedding event, 300 Sweet 16 event. So you can now further, you can give further different criteria or different businesses offering in the packages. So yeah, so let's do, we have done until here. Now what we are trying to see is we are updating the 120 corporate further, which is edit item. And then what we are trying to do is 120 corporate package is already here. It's 100 corporate event. The rate, now we are updating the rate as well. Oh, so cancel it. It's an ultra package. So we are actually creating one more item, which is uh, 120. Sorry, my mistake. I was about to make changes in the 210. It's not 210, it is 120. So it's a new item. So you can just click here, edit, and click new item. And the new item is again the service. And the service is 120 corporate ultra ultra package. And it will be the sub item of 100 corporate event. This is what I was about. Like I was telling you that because you have created one main heading, now you can give further business styles under the same window. And then it will be reflected in your corporate events in the balance sheet or income statement. Just click OK. So now you see you have previously 110 corporate base. Now you have corporate ultra package. So now we are creating one more, which is 220 wedding ultra package. So again, you select you can select the edit, click new item. And the new item, you can again select service. Item name is 220 wedding ultra package. And then again, the sub item of this is 200 wedding. 200 wedding. The rate is 250. And the account is weddings. So once you select it, just simply click OK. So you have created two sub-headings. Like previously, one was a regular package, the other one is ultra package. So the same way, I think I have updated the price here. Now we are updating one more item, which is 320 Sweet 16. Then edit, new item. It's a service 320 Suite 16, Suite 16 Ultra package, Ultra package, and then that is the sub item of Suite 16, and then the rate is 200, and the account in the income statement will be Suite 16, and then click OK. So now we have created the not only the multiple items in the items and services, but we have also assigned them the specific type of earning heads. We have also assigned them the rates and everything with this exercise. So now we are almost done with the exercise, this one. I think now the rest of the thing is we can cover in the next class. These are all about help and setting up users in the QuickBook. Normally, when we are working the QuickBook, we are actually given the working with adding the user or editing a user. These are normally the system admin part, but we will be learning because we have covered a lot. So you can work on these exercises during the weekend, and when we see when we have a class on Monday, we will see that whatever you have covered is fine. Otherwise, we will be practicing, or we will be starting. We will be covering the remaining part of the exercises in that class. And also, just in case if you feel that you have not got some of the part of the exercises, we'll cover those things in the next class as well. Because today's class, I tried to finish the entire of the company setup. So this is, we have done, we have set up the company entirely. We also did some of the invoicing, updating the customers, single customer, multiple customers. So we have done every part of it. Like we have created different type of services and items, and right from the scratch, right from starting the company. So you have the similar exercises available, if you want to practice, because you have 2 days of where you can work. So you have the exercises all the way from page 182, from where you can start, add sub accounts, change account opening balances, change preferences, and then you can just leave the last two, which is the report and the new user, because this is, I have not started yet, so you can leave that part. But if you go to the page number 184, you can go all the way until end of it. Like you can generate even the report, because these reports we have done in the past. So you can do this thing. And also you can, if you go to the exercise on page number 187, which is, I think you go with this exercise first, because it has more detailed version of the exercises, and you can go until page 190. So after finishing this chapter, you can go all the way until uh, from page number 184. You can go all the way until page 192. So you can do all of these exercises. But in case if you find that you can do one, then do the exercise which is on page 187, which is more comprehensive than the rest of the two. So yeah. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Today class was really overwhelming. I know that we have learned a lot in today's class. Yes, but the only thing is if you can do as much as you can, because we still have 2 days. We are already ahead of time in terms of class. You did very fast. You have completed a lot of things very fast. We are still remain if you see, we have almost completed the entire course 2 days earlier. Why? Because you're going very fast. So we still have 2 days. So we'll be practicing whatever we feel that where you feel that you still want to work on those things. We'll be working on those things in the next two classes. And because we got some time, so I'll be sharing with you some of, let me stop this thing recording. Yeah. So see you on Monday, and hopefully uh, like uh, uh, at 10 a.m. again, we'll be start working on the same exercises. Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay,
Ms.
thank
Gina.
you. Bye-bye.